Inside Business with Lydia. This program enables entrepreneurs share business ideas and learn from each other on how best they can improve their businesses, as well as motivate and encourage other individuals to start up businesses of their own. After learning from business experts, financial experts, and entrepreneurs that we invite on the show, Inside Business with Lydia.
Welcome to Inside Business Talk Show with me, Lydia Nyirongo, a show that is aimed at promoting as well as encouraging entrepreneurship. As we may know, entrepreneurship stands as a beacon of hope due to the high rate of unemployment in our country, as it has helped in income generation as well as self-employment among some people. On today's first episode, we discuss the basics of business. And to help us explain more on the matter, I am joined by the CEO of Kawiwi International, Mr. Edwin Ngwane. Welcome to the show, sir. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you. I really appreciate having me on this program, Lydia.
Thank you. And how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Okay, so to start with, briefly tell us about yourself. Who is Mr. Edwin Ngwane? What is your brand all about? And for how long have you been in existence as a business?
Okay, so Edwin Guane is an author, best-selling author for Hustle Like a West African, How to Market and Sell Like a Prostitute, and the upcoming Flip the Coin. So I always write about business, so that's my area of interest. And who am I? I'm also an entrepreneur. I run Kawiwi International, which has also Kawiwi Pangati, Kawiwi Financial Advisors, and Kawiwi clothing, which is for baby clothing. So there is a number of other things that we do. In a nutshell, I'm a business-minded person. That I'm a former banker, so I'm a former banker who's now business-minded, left my job and now just focused on my own business. Okay,
so you've mentioned that you left your job to start entrepreneurship. What really motivated you?
So what really motivated me, number one, is money.
Okay.
Yeah, so and I know a lot of people say, no, don't work for money. I'm not like that. I'm not wired like that. Mm-hmm. I am wired for money. And I think, let's not be forcing people that, no, the goal should never be money. Mm-hmm. If the goal is not for money for you, mm-hmm. let it be. For some of us, the goal is money. We want to accumulate as much money as we can because I know for sure that to drive a better business, to come up with a better business and you know, bring social change, you need money. So I have come to realize that the more money we make, the better we become as human beings and the more social change we are going to drive. So I was in employment and I saw that the money was not as good as I wanted it to be. Okay. And I thought to myself, well, is this something that I want? Mm-hmm. Do I want to be getting less continuously so that I fail to pay my bills and fail to, you know, help out where I can? Then I said, you know what, let me start my own business where I get to be in charge of how much I get. I get to be in charge on how much, even if it's risky, even if it's hard, but at least I'm in charge, not where somebody decides how I should get paid.
Okay, so talking about your job, did it also help you to raise capital for your business?
Absolutely. So when I was working, I had an opportunity to get paid a salary. That helped me to start these other smaller businesses while I was still working. Okay. So by the time I was deciding to leave my job, actually, you know, I'd already started my businesses. Mm-hmm. So I used the money that I got from my pension and some of the package because I left on voluntary separation and got some of that money and used it in the business. So I would say the employment helped me to build a business that I have today. But prior to me, you know, getting employed, I was a business person. Okay. When I failed to go to the University of Zambia in 2004, I had no choice but to go on the street of Lusaka at City Market, where I used to sell Salaula clothes with my brother. That was the beginning for me going to Zika, studying, and you know, self-paid. Like I don't have anybody who can claim that he took me to the university. I do not have, not government, not my parents, nobody. I am a self-educated person. I took myself to school, and I'm here where I am because of the streets. So City Market I should actually be very grateful to City Market community, because they helped me to be who I am, because that's where the journey started from, the business journey.
Okay, so one of the major challenges that starters face is capital. And for you, you managed to hustle hard and, you're at this level today. What can you tell those people that, are waiting for other people to fund them in order for them to run a business?
So you see, I always tell people that no one is out there looking for your own interests. Mm-hmm. Each and every one of us is looking for self-interest, like what is good for Edwin Ngwane. Mm-hmm. If you really want to help yourself, if you want Edwin to help yourself, maybe you need to understand what can I give Edwin. It could not be that you give him money, but Edwin Ngwane could be struggling in one area which you identify, and you should ask yourself, how do I help Edwin Ngwane with this? But since Edwin Ngwane has money, I'm sure he was also going to help me with some money. And this is the biggest problem which we have. We have youths with an entitlement mentality where they think somebody should give them money and then they walk away. No, the people with money have got problems too. If you can, if you can find ways, in my book, Flip the Coin, I've talked about how you can take advantage of using other people's money to your success. It's plain. You can actually use other people's money for your own success.
Maybe you can give us a few tips on that.
I will not. I will not. I want you to buy the book.
Okay.
Because it's a lot. Anyway, even if I was to start, it would take us maybe 30 minutes to explain, because it's a lot. But one of them is, one, get in the circle of rich people. Identify their problems. Okay? Just to put it in a bullet point kind of thing. Identify their challenges. What are the challenges of rich people? What is it that they struggle with? You'll find that you will notice that there are things that they struggle with. There are things that they feel they should do, but they don't. Maybe they don't have the time. Could you be a resource for them so that they can use you to do A, B, C, D, while they do E, F, G? You could be a resource. You could be anything. Or you could be their entertainer. Maybe somebody is rich and miserable, and you're that guy who just comes along and gives emotional support. Hey, how are you? They don't have anyone to talk to, and you become the guy that cracks jokes. And when you're in their circle, what happens is that we all want the people that are in our circle to be like us, to look like us, to kind of have same mannerism like us. So what that does is that it will force them to help you to come to their level, and that happens all the time. The other thing that people who don't have money should do is be available. If you're going to be staying at home and you are crying, government is not sponsoring, whatever is not giving me money, it's not going to work. But if you're available, like I was available at City Market, sometimes I would just sit at a stand where they're selling shoes, and I'll sit there and the customer comes and, ask me, how much is this shoe? And the owner told me it's 250 kwacha, and I tell the client this shoe is 300 kwacha, and I get a 50 kwacha. And at City Market it was called ons. That difference, some of us, it helped us to create our own capital. But these people we used to sell for, they also used to add something like, an appreciation amount, like 10 kwacha, 20 kwacha, 30 kwacha. Hey, here is 10 kwacha. That comes because you are being available.
Okay.
If you're not going to be available and just complaining that, there is no one to give me, no one is giving me capital, there will be nothing for you.
Okay, so what are some of the things that you considered at the start of your business that you feel they have made you reach this level, which is different from the way you started?
Number one, I think I learned how to sell. I think any entrepreneur, any business person who doesn't know how to sell shouldn't even attempt to do business.
Okay.
Business requires that you convince other people to buy your products. That's selling. Because if you are not willing, there are people who I tell you need to learn how to sell. No, selling is not for everybody. No, selling is for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And if you want to become an entrepreneur, learn how to sell. You need also to, not to be a person that easily gets demotivated. Because, as you go out there, there are people who are going to say nasty things about your products. They are going to discourage you. Like the show we are doing right now.
Exactly.
There are people who probably say, what is she doing? What is this that is happening? There are people who say, when I started writing books, I would tell you the people who first laughed were my friends. Close friends. The people who laughed, who said, yeah, these to my books, were my colleagues at work. And when they saw me being on TV, not Zambian TV, ENCA, South Africa, talking about books, they were like, the same people who were like, they were the ones calling me. So sometimes the people that are close to us might not understand our journey. You have to own it and be in it and, you know, follow it. So you shouldn't be easily discouraged. You should have the tenacity to stand when things are not working, because there are times when you're thinking, when I go this direction, it's going to come out well, I'm going to make a lot of money, I'm going to, you know, meet friends, it's going to be exciting. And then you find, as you get into the journey, it's not exciting, you don't achieve your goals too early. So that can be a little bit, you know, it can put you back. You should not give up. And I think every entrepreneur is somebody who should really have utmost faith. Like, I am going to do it, it's going to work despite the challenges that you face. Objections will come, frustrations will come, losses will come, but be the person that stands and you're like, I'm going to do it no matter what, and this is going to work for me.
Okay, so what are some of the major remedies of being a successful business owner? What does it take for one to be successful in their business?
So, one, believe in your product, whatever business you start, and believe it that it's going to work, which I talked about as utmost faith in the Christian background, because I'm a Christian. I believe that some of the business principles that I believe deeply are Christian related. Believe in the products that you are doing. That's number one. Then two, don't be that kind of person that likes to, you know, hide your products. Be expansive. Just take your products out there. Believe in them that, oh, these are good products. Word of mouth, social media, you know, talk to people about your products. You know, it's very important. One or two people will believe in what you do. And I also believe that you need to be focused about the money. The numbers are important, because you see, you can't be in business and you are not tracking whether you are making profit or not. Because what will happen, there are people who actually order things and they just want to sell them quickly, and they sell them at a loss. That's not the idea of business. The idea of business is to make profit. So you should be able to track and say, how much did I buy these products at? How much should I sell these products? And then when you see, there should be a benefit that you should get, that should derive from the business. So that's it's called profit. Profit is very important. You should never neglect profit in your business, because it's that profit that is going to, you know, buy your shoes and keep you going.
And also advice to those people that lack financial discipline.
If you don't have financial discipline, I think you're going to get out of business quickly, because you use your capital to buy luxuries. You're going to buy perfumes, you're going to buy whatever it is. Financial discipline is key for business. You need to be grounded in financial discipline. You need to understand the costing, you need to understand your profit margins, the cash flow. What is it that, where am I? You shouldn't just be spending money for the sake of spending. You should spend more money in the business and, you know, making profit. If you're going to be the person that thinks, because I've got a lot of money now, I can do this and I can do that, you use the money for things that are not related to the business, and that's how you get down.
Wow, that's interesting. So how can people get in touch with you in case they want to purchase some of the products or services that you offer?
Okay, so my name is Edwin Ngwane, number one. I've got a website for it. So edwingwane.com. Edwingwane.com is the website where you're going to find my contact, my email if you want to contact me. I'm also found on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and what is the other one? Instagram. You can see that I'm not very not very so much on Instagram, but I'm there. And Twitter, I'm also there, but not very much. But where I'm so much engaged is Facebook and LinkedIn. And we can interact. I'm always available. If you have ideas of collaboration, I love collaboration. Actually, 2022 is about collaboration. Do you have an idea that maybe we can work together? Come on board, let's talk. What is it that we can work together and make money? At the end of the day, it's about making money and doing good with the money that we make. Okay,
so before I let you go, what would be your advice to someone who wants to come up with a business?
I think for any upcoming entrepreneur, when you are thinking about starting a business, I think the most important thing is to start. start a business, because a lot of people don't actually start. They've got great ideas, but they don't start. Number two is that be somebody that, self-driven. If you are going to be somebody who depends on other people for the drive, you are not going to achieve. Be self-driven. Believe in yourself that whatever you are trying to do is something that is going to be of value to other people and is also going to be valuable to you. And also be a person that, is focused, because there are so many distractions as you start this entrepreneurship journey. There are so many shiny objects that will come along. So be the person that is focused. And lastly, and I'm so focused on this one, make sure that you know how to sell, because if you are not willing to come out and sell your products, nobody is going to buy your products. Any entrepreneur that goes out there should be able to sell. Read my book, How to Market and Sell Like a Prostitute. It will help you on how to learn how to market and sell. Lastly, make sure that you make the money, because at the end of the day, business is about making money.
Alright, thank you so much, sir, for coming to the show. We really appreciate for your time, and I'm very much sure that our viewers as well as our listeners have gotten one or two things from the conversation that we have had here.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here as well.
Okay, so that was Mr. Edwin Ngwane, and we now come to the end of the show. Thank you so much to our viewers as well as our listeners that have been watching us from our YouTube channel, as well as listening to us from our radio, which is Adu News, all the way from Canada. Thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel